Hey guys, welcome back to the garage. Time to get this 56 Ford project rolling. But since the last time I talked to you about this, I've had I think, a little change of plans on what I was going to do on this. Guys, it looks like this is going to probably turn into a complete rebuild instead of a finish. And I'm going to explain why. And it has to do mainly with the chassis. Because first of all, I looked at the comments on that video that I did on this the first time. And yeah, it was overwhelming. Yeah, let's do it on the channel. And so that's what we're going to do for you. I'm going to do it all right here. But as I looked through a couple of the other comments, there was some that said they liked the stance where it was. Some said lower it a little bit more. So I kind of had that in mind originally when I started that. I kind of wanted it lowered, but I ended up just going with how it was out of the box. And because the chassis, those front wheels lean in, I don't know if you can see. Let me get something to point with here. I don't know if you can see here where this actually, get that up there, you can see it better. This spindle actually, it's in farther than it should be at the top, which gives that some really the excessive camber there. And there's a lot of glue on this, guys, so I don't know that I could get that apart and make it right, in the end. And like I said before, you got this needs cleaned up, the shocks need cleaned up and everything. So I got to thinking the best way to do it, and I do actually want to lower it just a little bit more and see how we can accomplish that. But what I got to thinking is I have another one of these 56, and first, let me say this. I probably don't have to say this. I just had something dawn on me that I come across. The pink and black 56, and let me grab that real fast. The pink and black 56 that I did in school, this one here, if you remember that one from the last video that I did, that one actually, I had said it was this same box art from '89, but I realized it is not. There was one that was on the box that kind of had like the grid base that was sitting on, and the car on the box was white and red. That would explain the reason why, because I had said before that I had thought my dad had painted this one. And actually he did, and it would explain why, because I did that one earlier than '89. So that one was, I think, released in '85 or '86. So that was early on, before I was comfortable with painting two-tone especially. So that makes sense. I did use it. There was an older kit, different box art. All right, I got that out of the way. Probably wasn't all that important, but I wanted to say that anyhow. So let me put this guy back. All right, so here's the situation I ran into on this one, because I want to actually lower this, but the chassis is like a glue bomb down here. There's a lot of glue on those spindles, so I don't know that I could, and boy, they are really leaning in. What was I thinking? Well, we got the time to reclaim that. So, but what I'm thinking, I have another one of these kits, actually. I'm going to move this guy out of the way. I actually have another one of these kits. A friend of mine gave me this one time, said he would never build it, so it was mine to do with what I wanted. And it was this version, all right? So I got thinking, well, let's see. I've got another kit. I said, so what I could do is I could just basically swap these chassis out. I'll put this one in this box and maybe use it just as a quick mock-up, build-up kind of thing for the one out of this kit. But I got to looking at it the other day. Check this out. And now this was right out of the box. And I had never taken this out of the box. I just looked in it. This was all in the bags. I'm like, well, hey, that's complete. I got another kit we can build. But check this out, guys. Look at this. Look at that body. I don't know if it's showing up real good there, but look at that. Look at that big bow here. All the way up. Look how this leans in. That son of a gun is warped like you wouldn't believe. So I said, you know what? That's actually worked out perfect. There, you can see that there. My gosh, look at that thing. It's all warped. So it worked out perfect, guys. I got a parts kit here. So a parts, basically a big parts box. So we're gonna enact this chassis and all the parts. And I'm gonna see there's only, now I looked in the instructions and there was only 2 positions for these spindles. It was stock height or raised height. And so I got to figure out how I'm going to get those lower to lower that just a little bit. And I'm going to try to equal out the back. So that might take some doing, but should be doable nonetheless. So guys, we're going to rebuild the chassis too. So that's why I said I just made a decision. Got to redo the whole thing. So it's going to be a complete rebuild, I think. I am still going to try to use this. Now, what I did, guys, already, I kind of started a video the other day where I actually took the seats out of this and put them in here. And I'll tell you why in a minute. But I didn't like how it came out. So I'd say, you know what? The parts have been sitting in the Purple Power here for a couple of days now. So all the paint should be well off of it. And the reason I took the seats out, I want to redo the seats because I want to fill the seam around the top and the sides, so that's all smoothed out so you don't see that seam. And then the back seat needed cleaned up. And I'm keeping this, but guys, I got a feeling because of how I didn't really stay in the lines that well, if you can see it, didn't stay in the lines that well, I got a sneaking hunch I'm either going to just throw this in the bucket in the Purple Power, or I'm going to just go ahead and use the new interior and everything. And we're just basically going to build basically a new kit, except for the body, obviously, which I got in there. It's got the custom front end, custom back end on it. And we'll just build on that. These I might keep the way it is and just go over the white and clean up those lines. And I'm going to use, actually, for the interior, I'm going to use the rattle can that I have, because I think the rattle can is going to be good enough for the interior if I want to reshoot these areas this color. And then we'll just get a little bit of a contrast, because this color here that I had picked is so close, but I think it's just different enough. That'll give a nice contrast for the interior, so the seats don't look like they've been painted with the outside color of the car. So that's the scoop on that. So what we're going to do right now, I'll put this stuff back in this box. So I dug this kit out and I seen that body was warped. Like, man, this works perfect. I can use all these as parts and everything else. So, but I do want to do the wheel treatment the same way as this, because I like those baby moons basically on there. I don't know if I'll redo this, take this engine out and just touch it up, or how we're going to do it. Yeah, we're just going to get the feel for it as we go, so to speak. So I'm going to move these out of the way. And I'm going to turn this one to the side. I'm going to get a paper towel here and lay down on the bench. Double it over here. Move this to the side. But I used Purple Power. I like that stuff. Works good for me. And got myself an old toothbrush here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these parts out, lay them on the towel here, and see what we got. So just take this out. And guys, I just filled that up so I could soak everything down real good. And we're just going to start pulling these out. Got my glove on here. Okay, so here's the... Actually, we're going to take this here. We're going to scrub it, and then we'll set the stuff down. If you can, hope you can see this good. So we're just going to take... Now, that's really discolored, that plastic on there. Look at that. Which is okay. And not all that paint came off. I guess it did. It might just be... Yeah, I think it's off. It just discolored the plastic, which I don't think is going to matter, because we'll wash it, we'll sand it down, and make it work. So that's good there. So let's pull this. Here's a seat. Let's see if this will come off. Oh yeah, look at that. So just scrub all that real good. Now, I don't know if that's just because of the age of the plastic or if it's because it was in the purple power for so long that it discolored it, but that's okay. Like I said, we're going to wash all this stuff, and hope you can see this okay. I'm working around the camera here. So there's the door. The primer's coming off nice. Just get that all scrubbed up. And then what I'll do, I'll take these inside and I'll wash them at the sink with some Dawn soap. Okay, that was our back seat. There's our front seat. And this is what I was talking about, wanting to change. This seam you got right here, because it's this seam right here and along the sides. I'm going to try to fill that so that's all smooth and there's nothing, no line there in a way. You know, kind of add some more realism to it. Now there the back came off. That's pretty cool. All that old paint out of there. But I say I want to use as many of the original parts to the kit as possible. So that's like, I'm not building a completely new model, but we are going to do a lot of starting over. Made the decision. Yeah, let's see. Should have one more door in here. He's floating around in there somewhere. There he is. Okay, now see all that adhesive that I had on that other? That has come off fine, so we don't have to worry about digging that off. But what I'll do is I'll wash these, and then I'm going to wet sand them and get them all smoothed out, and then we can reprime them and see where we're at. Now with this, even though I'm painting that white, I'm probably going to use a gray primer on this because I've shot that white over the gray before, and it usually has no problems. So I'm going to do this gray primer. And we'll just get this. Yeah, see that? Get all that paint's off, so we get all this primer off of here. Now we'll wash this up good. Now this top, I might have to do a little bit of extra work around here because I think when I originally cut this roof, I think I cut it actually too wide in this corner. So I'm going to have to clean them up, but I might actually have to fill it just a little bit. But we'll get all this off of here because, like I said, I want to fill these seams back here. So that's just nice and smooth. No seams, no lines. So get this all off here. Not to bore you too bad with me just scrubbing a car. But this is what it takes. Yeah, see, that's coming off real nice. Get all that old junk off of there. Now, guys, I probably should have a glove on my right hand here, but it's not in the solution too bad. Now, see, I had those skirts glued on here at one time, so I'm going to have to clean that up on there a little bit. And I still haven't decided if the skirts are going back on. Like I said, I was kind of wanting to go off the comments and see what you guys would like to see. And I kind of got a 50-50 split on the skirts, so I'll actually make a decision if I'm going to try to clean those up. If I can get them smoothed out nice and get them looking uniform, I may just go ahead and use them, because I think that would look nice with that car lowered down, like what I'm planning on. All right, I think that does that there. So what I'm going to do now, I got these all, yeah, it's a little yellowed up. I got these all cleaned here. I think that's all oh no. I took the dash out too, guys, and put it in here because, although it wasn't too bad, I found some sinkholes There's a sinkhole right here and one on the other side, and we're going to fix that. So get all this old paint and stuff off the dash. And then when I come back, I'm going to take this in, clean it. I'm not going to wash it on camera. I'll go in and wash this stuff all up. And then we can be letting it air dry. But what I want to do is I want to start working on the body. We're going to try to fill those corners. And then I'll try to fill these corners on this dash. That should be good right there. All right. That takes care of that part, guys. We got it all out. So all the bubbles on the car, but so see, we got this all cleaned off. You see this on the side where I'd had those glued down before, so I'm gonna have to clean all that up real good. And so guys, let me run in. I'm gonna wash all this stuff up real good, and we'll be back. All right, guys, got everything washed up and cleaned up there, dried off and everything here. So I did notice something else too. I thought I was going to have to change the seat, because right here is a pucky in the seat. So I was going to get the other seat out, and lo and behold, apparently it's a mold mark, because it's got the same thing on the other one. So apparently that was a damaged mold of some kind. Never noticed it before. So I'm going to have to do some cleaning up on that. I think I'm going to do that off camera, because that might consume a lot more time. So I'll do that off camera. But right now, what we're going to do real quick here, so don't drag this thing out forever, I'm going to fill these, you can see right there, I'm going to fill these sinkholes in. Hopefully you can see that looking around my camera here. Fill those sinkholes in. Phone, I should say. So what we're going to do right now, though, too, and I want to take this body, and I want to take and fill these seams right here. And I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to clean this up right here so that is nice and flush, and that all blends in together. So let me try to do this. If I can do this around the camera here, a little tricky, but I'm going to start with 600, because I had actually started to try to fill those before, so it did have some work on them. So we're just going to come in here, and let's just try to take this, and I just want to sand this as smooth as possible. And then come back up here in this wheel well, or in this, on the inside of the arch there. Actually, doesn't feel too bad right there. So get this side. Tell you what, guys, this is a challenge. Before I have my channel, never worked around a phone camera before, so this is a little bit of a challenge, but I think we're going to adjust pretty quick. Like I said, see, I had a lot of this I had done before, but I just didn't fill it properly. Then I had went back to it at one point and was going to start on it, and then I either lost interest at the time or other stuff came up. Okay, that's feeling pretty good. We can get some of the filler to take care of that gap. We'll come across the front side of it. And actually, guys, too, on that bumper that was messed up, the grill, and I haven't decided, this other kit has that same grill in it. But what I kind of decided I wanted to do, okay, guys, sorry, I had to step away again. Daughter brought me my coffee. So I think I was talking about the grill, that the other one has that grill. But what I got to thinking of doing on that, I'm thinking I might want to strip that chrome off of there. So it's really not going to matter where the chrome was thin on the other one. I might want to strip that, and I might paint the bumper the body color, and then I'll just go back over with a Molotov or whatever, or bare metal foil the grill. I'll see how it comes out, but I think that might be how I want to do the front end on this. Just make that bumper body color. So that's kind of what I'm thinking on that. So well, let's just keep sanding on this just a little bit here. Make sure you can see it. Okay, I think that side's good for fill. Now what I want to do too is I want to get this here, and pardon the light, if you'll focus for me. Come on, buddy. I don't know. Sorry, guys, that's not going to focus for me. Anyway, where this line goes around here, that's where I want to fill in, and fill in here. Everything, I'm going to smooth that all out too. So I want to try to take my knife, and I'm just going to kind of just knock that down. Without gouging everything else up. Let's just see if I can hit that with a paper and get that to knock down instead of going about it with the knife. Let's just see if we can knock this, because I want that all on the same plane. I'll tell you what, let me dig out I want to dig out some 320 real quick. Be right back. Okay, grab some 320 here. Let's see what this does. Yeah, that's biting it a little better. There you go, focus. Okay, that's blending in pretty good there. We'll get this side now. And again, we'll go back over everything and give a wet sand to it. But I want to get some filler on it first. That's why right now I'm not worried about any kind of heavy scratches or anything. If I can trim any of that off with the knife. Yeah, here, look at this. Be a little primitive, but we'll get the... And then I want to make sure I don't lose the shape for where the hood is there. We'll come across straight now. Little areas at a time, because we could really lose some neat shape real fast. Again, all preliminary. If I get these corners squared off, we can round them back later, but let's put that hood on there and see. Okay, I might take that. See, I think I'm going to take that front. Just to keep it uniform, I might take this front leading edge off of that hood right there. So that'll be all smooth across, all the way across there. So we'll get that on that hood later. That'll be for another video. smooth all this out. It's how they did it though, guys. Some of that stuff was barely recognizable when they was done with it. So all right. So that's pretty good right there. We'll get some filler on it, and then we want to take these back corners and do the same thing. So let's fill these. And then this one we want to fill all the way across the back. So we'll just rough up that plastic. We're going to try to lay some filler in there with what we got. Don't want to try to absorb a whole lot of time on this video. Grab me a... Here we go. I'm going to cut this off real quick. Snip off my... That's my applicator here. So we're just going to take this, put a little bit on the end here. And we're just going to come up here on these seams. It's okay if we build it up a little high because we're going to be knocking it off anyways. More. And more. You know, one thing about working on these bodies on these cars is kind of like the real thing. I never got really good at it, but Dad and I used to mess around a little bit, you know, with some body work and stuff when I was at home there. And as we was working on things, he told me, he said, Eric, what is the body man's most valuable tool? And so I'm guessing, you know, oh, I don't know. I said like DA sander or a good paint gun or something like that. And he said, nope. He said, body man's most valuable tool is right there. The hand. That's it. Your fingers. Because you can feel so easily. You can feel high spots, low spots. And when you're working on that stuff. And actually the same thing is true on these models. When you're doing this kind of fill work and stuff, this body work and everything, you can just get in there and you just a really light touch, just graze your hand along there and you'll feel the high and low spots, and then that'll help you out. Now see, this side didn't need near as much. We built that other side up a little bit more. Now we'll come to the back and we'll get that across the back there. Make sure your applicator's good and smooth on the end there. We're just going to fill these gaps in the end. Just get these all, get in them creases there. We want this to be all nice and blended and smooth. Again, initially, doesn't have to be ugly, or don't want it to be. Doesn't matter if it's ugly right now, because we're going to fill it off. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to work, right? This Tamiya white putty here, I found out, really works well, I think, because it doesn't seem to shrink up. You know, once it's done, I've not noticed that. I mean, I've used it a good little bit now, and I don't think it seems like it shrinks up much. Well, I tell you what, if I don't pull this whole entire bench over tonight, it's going to be a miracle. Okay, get that down in that. Like I say, we can work all that out. A little bit more here. Tell you what, I'm going to get it. Just get in that crease. There we go. Look at that. That's what I was after. Going around the side there. Get that to blend right in. Again, that doesn't matter how much is out there. This is the initial coat. It'll fill in as we go. Okay. Crude as she looks. Let's go back here and see what we got here. Okay. Got that. Make sure that gap's all filled. Looks pretty good there. We'll come up to the front. That looks pretty good. Pretty good up here. Now I think I'll wait till I get this front end smoothed out, and then we'll look at that hood. We may still go ahead and take that lead edge off of that hood. That way everything's just smooth across the front there. Now let's take this dash real quick, and we'll scuff that up a little bit on these corners. You can see that sink mark right there. So we'll just scuff that up slightly. Scuff this one up slightly. Got a little bit of one over here. And then we'll take, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take one of these applicators here. These are just some little fine disposable micro applicators. Again, I think my wife got these off of Temu. Really good value on these. And then we're just going to put a little bit of this on the end here. And then we're going to work it into them holes. Never used one of these to apply this stuff, but it looks like it's working pretty good. That side. A little bit more here. Okay. And I think that's going to do it for that. Okay, so now what I was saying before, I'm going to have to fit that glass in this top because I didn't cut this quite true. So I might actually have to add some filler on these corners here somewhere, but I'm going to have to true this up. But say just a little extra fit work and everything, and then next time we'll come in, we'll knock these down, and I may already have these knocked down a little bit so I don't burn up quite so much video time. But so you see what we did there basically today. We got these corners filled, the back one, that roll pan all the way around. Probably should roll some around the bottom here, but we'll get these smoothed out initially and see where we're at. But I know it wasn't too much progress tonight, guys, but I say you got to start somewhere. So missing my cap, there it is, before it all dries up. That'd be real good. So anyway, that just what we got going on tonight. We washed it We got all the paint off, cleaned it up. Next time we may come back and try to straighten these up just a little bit. I don't know if I could maybe put those in some bleach and get that to clean up, but I probably won't. We're probably just going to sand it, give it a little sand and a wet sand, and same thing with the hood. And hopefully this cutout doesn't show back through. I don't think it did on the other one, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. So that's what we'll do next time, guys. We'll come back and we'll get this stuff smoothed out, see how it looks, do a little bit more sanding and stuff. Might be a long process, guys, but we're going to go through it together. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So, hey, guys, I still got some shop cards. If you guys want a shop card, check out my email. It's in my channel description and the video description. I've got some shop cards. Actually, I got to get down to the print shop and get some more made up too. So I'll have an abundant supply and anybody wants a shop card. So just drop me a line, leave it in the comments or in the email. And thank you, subscribers. I appreciate it so very much. We're working towards 1,000. I'm pretty excited. My young channel here, and I'm close to 1,000 subscribers. It's beyond anything I thought. I appreciate you guys watching my videos, subscribing. It's been an awesome trip so far, and I'm loving it. So that's all I got for tonight, guys. I won't bore you with my yakking like I normally do. So, but anyway, so you guys like the video, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And again, this is Eric from Eric's Model Garage. You guys have a great day. God bless you, and happy modeling.